Hello, dear one. Let's just take a moment here. Wherever you are, get comfortable, maybe rest your hands on your belly, and just take one slow, deep breath. Now that you're getting near the end of the first trimester, have you noticed how your emotions can feel a little unpredictable? 1 minute you're feeling okay, and the next, this wave of worry or just heaviness washes over you, and it can feel like the ground is moving underneath you. First, that is so normal. But what if, right in the middle of all that change, God offers something that doesn't change at all? What if He offers to be your rock? So today, let's talk about this idea. The Lord is our rock. It's one of the most grounding things you can hold onto right now, especially when so much is changing. Your body is changing, your hormones are all over the place, and your emotions can feel like a total roller coaster. Thinking about God as a rock is a way to find some stability in all of that. It's this idea that your sense of security doesn't have to depend on how you're feeling moment to moment. It can be built on something solid, on who God is, because He doesn't change. Let's see where this idea shows up in the Bible. First, listen to the confidence in this line from Psalm 18, verse 2. The Lord is my rock, my fortress and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. And then, Jesus talks about this same idea, this picture of a rock, in Matthew 7, verses 24 and 25. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock. So what does it actually mean for God to be your rock? It just means He's the one thing that doesn't change when everything else seems to be changing. He's strong and steady when you feel weak or worn out. He's the solid ground you can stand on when your own emotions feel shaky. Basically, His character is the one thing you can always count on. Here's a picture that might help. Imagine you're standing on a big, solid rock in the middle of a river. The water is rushing past your feet. That water is all the changing hormones, the anxious thoughts, the worries about your next appointment. The current feels strong, right? But you're not standing in the rushing water. You're standing on the rock. And the rock doesn't move. There's an old hymn with a line that says, "On Christ the solid rock I stand, all other ground is sinking sand." And during this season, a lot can feel like sinking sand, can't it? Your old sense of self, your body image, any feeling of control you thought you had. God is offering to be the solid ground in the middle of all that. The one thing that holds you steady. And this is where it gets really practical. When a wave of emotion hits you out of nowhere, you know, when you just start crying for no reason and feel completely wobbly, you can remember. These feelings are the water, but God is the rock. He's steady. When your own body feels a little strange and unfamiliar, you can lean back on Him. He's your solid ground. And when those what-if thoughts about the baby or about giving birth start to creep in and shake you, you can intentionally choose to find your safety in Him. You and your baby are safe there. This doesn't mean the feelings will just vanish. But it means they don't have to knock you over anymore. Let's try this out, right now. Just take a quiet moment. What's one thing today that's making you feel a little shaky? A specific worry? A feeling? Just bring it to mind. Now, picture yourself putting both feet firmly on a solid, unmovable rock. Feel how steady it is. Then, just whisper this out loud. Lord, you are my rock in my current feeling. I'm choosing to stand on you, not on my shifting emotions. Now, take some time to bring your feeling to God. So, here's the one thing to hold on to from all of this. Knowing God is your rock means your stability doesn't have to depend on how you feel. It can depend on who He is. And that means you can find solid ground every single day. For you, and for the little one you're carrying. This idea of God being our rock isn't just a nice thought, it's something we can actually lean on. So, let's talk to Him about it. Let's thank Him for being so steady and ask for His help. God, thank you for being our rock. It's amazing that when everything in our world, and even in our own bodies, is changing, you stay the same. Thank you for being the one, solid, dependable thing we can count on. And Lord, I ask that you would be that steady presence for your daughter. When she feels emotionally wobbly, or gets hit with a wave of anxiety about what's next, please be her solid ground. Help her feel her feet planted securely on you. Right now, just tell Him about the shaky ground you feel. Ask Him to be your stability in that very spot. Lord, remind her that you are a safe place. Let her feel the kind of deep peace that comes only from being held by you. Amen. So lean into that today, dear one. You're standing on the rock. May you feel His steadiness as your peace and your security. I'm wishing you and your baby so much stability and peace. If this was helpful for you today, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss future encouragement. And in the comments, I'd love to hear one way you felt God's steadiness this week.